and Charlie Manuel said it was just a precaution to take him out of the game the next day. Cole said he felt well, so now he makes the start and faces Roddy Belliard. And he fires a pitch on the outside corner to get us underway on a gorgeous night for baseball here in Philadelphia. Belliard hitting just 200th this season. He slices one down the right field line, and that'll go into the seat. So quickly he's in the hole, 0-2.
And that's what Cole was able to do in his last start. You see what Ronnie Belliard is against Hamels with a home run. He was able to really command his fastball early in the count and then use his other pitches and get some strikeouts.
Well, he's ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. They're going to go upstairs, and Belliard lays off, so it's 1-2. Hamels with 38 career victories, and that was his line against the Brewers. And he throws a beautiful changeup, and there's out number 1. Well, that's a good sign right there.
Time now for our Key State Chrysler Jeep Keys to tonight's game. Another beautiful summer-like night here at Citizens Bank Park. Well, Phillies really need innings from Hamels because they have a tired bullpen, and that ball was flying out of here again in batting practice. So keep it out of the middle of the plate or look out.
Well, and I think the Phillies hitters during batting practice were taking advantage of it. They were feeling pretty good getting up there and taking their swings. There's Nick Johnson, who hits one in the air right side. That'll be playable for Jason Worth. And quickly, Cole Hamels has 2 away here in the top of the first inning.
Fastballs, except for the, as Tom mentioned, the strikeout was on a changeup, but everything was set up with his fastball, and he gets a fastball out there on 1 pitch.
And that'll bring Ryan Zimmerman to the plate. Zimmerman riding a 16-game hitting streak that's increased his average to 295. He had 2 long home runs last night here at the ballpark. 4 overall with 13 RBIs. And he's got a couple home runs against Cole Hamels. And he throws a fastball on the inside corner for a strike. Zimmerman is trying to get comfortable on the right side of that box. He didn't wipe away the chalk in that box, but he dug himself a pretty good hole. Nationals come into this ball game with a 4-14 record. There's that hole that we're just talking about with Ryan Zimmerman. They have won just 1 game on the road this year.
Sure looked like they had 2.
Well, they thought they did. 2-1 the count to Zimmerman.
4-run lead with 6 outs. But boy, the way that ball was flying last night, nothing was safe.
Well, Manny Acta announced before the ball game today, Joel Hanrahan, his closer last night, has been removed from that position. He will pitch in non-pressure situations, which is the second time he has said that about a pitcher at his bullpen. Saul Rivera was in that boat when he came back up from AAA. 3-1 is fouled off, so it's 3-2 to Ryan Zimmerman. And you saw that speed of that fastball, 92 miles an hour, and that's the hardest fastball we've seen Cole throw so far this season.
Yeah, and really, I mean, he's a 93 guy, so that's what everybody figured. He would get back to the point where he could throw his fastball again.
That one's hit in the air to right center field. On the run is Victorino. He's not going to get that one. It's off the scoreboard, and he plays it beautifully. His throw in to second base, not in time. And Zimmerman has a sliding double with 2 outs here at the top of the first. Well, that's a good job by Victorino. To know this ballpark like that?
Well, you could see that he saw it was way over his head, that he had no chance to catch it. So he sat up to play to carry him immediately. Boy, this guy is hot. It's a fastball out over the plate. Boink off the top of the scoreboard. And Shane, so he said, was set up to play the Karam, and it did come right to him and made Zimmerman hustle. What's that, 17 in a row for him?
Well, matches his career high, a 17-game hitting streak. So Zimmerman's in scoring position, and Adam Dunn is the batter.
Jimmy Rollins and Zimmerman talking out there. It's like, man, how'd that ball not go out?
After last night, I think everybody that thinks that one that's hit up into the jet stream is going to go out.
This looked like Coors Field last night before the humidor.
Well, Dunn had a home run in last night's game. He has 5 now to go along with 14 RBIs. His average up over 300. Hamels from the stretch for the first time in this ball game, and he's fallen behind 2-0.
Throwing a lot of fastballs early in this game. There's Scott Air had a little trouble last night with a long ball. One of them to Dunn, and nobody hits him higher than this guy. And that was in the air a long time.
Well, and of all the home runs the Nationals hit, they had 5 last night. That was the shortest one at 393 feet. And Scott gave up 2, but the Phillies came back to pull out the victory, as they have done so many times this year already. And just missed off the outside corner, so it's 3-0 to Dunn. Dunn has walked 19 times this year, and the dangerous Elijah Dukes is in the on-deck circle. That one's chopped toward first. He got the green light. Howard has it, and he'll toss to Hamels covering, and the inning is over. A 15-pitch inning for Cole Hamels. Does a nice job stranding a runner in scoring position. Middle of the first. Nationals nothing. Phillies coming up. And stranding a runner in scoring position. Not only that, but it looked like he had stretched out his fastball 92 miles an hour, which is a good sign for the Phillies left-handed pitcher. And Charlie Manuel, it's his night. It's the Charlie Manuel bobble figurine that's been given out to all fans. They had about 48,000 that they ordered, and it was compliments of Toyota. And we saw that during the opening of tonight's telecast. And the Phillies lineup, it's the normal one. It's brought to you by AT&T, your world delivered. Jimmy Rollins had 3 hits in last night's game. He leads it off at shortstop. Shane Victorino, the center fielder, bats second. Chase Utley's at second base, hitting third, followed by Ryan Howard and Jason Worth, who's in the number 5 spot, playing right field. Raul Ibanez has hit well against the Nationals this year. He'll bat 6th. In the bottom third is Pedro Feliz, the third baseman, Chris Coates, the catcher, and Cole Hamels on the mound. And speaking of on the mound for the Nationals, it's left-hander John Lannon, who's about to throw his first pitch of the night to Jimmy Rollins. And it's inside and low, so it's 1-0. Lannon making his 5th appearance overall against the Phillies. He's 0-3. And Jimmy chops one right at Zimmerman at third. And there's one away.
John Lannon is a guy they think has a chance to be a heck of a big league pitcher for him. He's making his 5th start of the year. His numbers are just okay. Pretty good walks and strikeout ratio. More hits than innings pitched. The opposition hitting .261 against him, but right-handed hitters only .196. That's because of a good changeup. Here's a scouting report on him. He has a very good sinking fastball, curve, changeup, slider, and he will pitch inside. He's a competitor. Made his first major league start, major league appearance against the Phillies 2 years ago.
Yeah, he hit Chase Utley and Ryan Howard during that ball game. He was ejected from the game by the umpire who was standing over at third base, Hunter Wendelstedt.
Yeah, and that's the game that he broke Chase Utley's hand, and it looked like curtains for the Phillies. Like, oh no. In July, he had a broken hand.
Shane Victorino's riding an 8-game hitting streak. The race to the bag is won by Nick Johnson, and there are 2 away here in the first. Well, this is the hit by pitch by John Lannon against Chase Utley. Ooh, that just sounded bad.
Yeah, and he played that game too. He stayed in a couple more at bats, but you know, when he reacted that way and we saw him keep doing that with his hand, you just had a bad feeling that he was in trouble. But then, of course, typical Chase Utley. What did he miss, a month?
Yeah,
that's all.
And Tadahito Oguchi came on and filled in pretty well for Chase at second base. But there is no replacing Chase Utley.
Lanham became one of only 5 players in the history of the game to be thrown out in his major league debut. And one of them was Andy Carter from Springfield, Montgomery County, pitching for the Phillies one night at Veterans Stadium.
Was it Harry Wendelstedt that threw him out?
No, that's a good point. No, I don't remember who the umpire was, but he hit a couple guys. He threw him out.
1-1 the count to Chase Utley.
His nerves not revenge that night.
I remember talking to Chase last year about John Ladden's pitch, because Ladden faced the Phillies obviously last season, and I said to Chase, I said, what if he comes inside again? And he just smiled as he slices that one to left center field, so he's aboard with a 2-out single. He knows that it was not on purpose what Ladden did. There were a lot of nerves that day, as you mentioned, Wheels. I said, but if he comes inside again, he said, well, then I might think that there's some purpose to it.
Well, he came inside there a little bit and he fought it off and got a base hit. Here's Ryan's slam. This guy kept throwing in slider after slider, threw him one fastball and then another slider, and bang, dead center field grand slam home run for Ryan Howard. 6-2 at that point. All of a sudden it was 6-6 and game was on.
Oh, and Ryan has raised his batting average to 292 with 4 home runs and 15 RBIs. They play the overshift with 3 infielders on the right side. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Joe McWilliams from Glassboro, New Jersey. If the Phillies hit a home run in tonight's ball game, then Joe will win $100. Compliments of McDonald's. Introducing McCafe coffees at McDonald's. A new line of lattes, mochas, and cappuccinos. See that overshift with Zimmerman, the shortstop, shaded toward the middle. And the normal shortstop, Alberto Gonzalez, on the second base side.
Belliard loves to play in that outfield anyway. Ronnie Belliard, the second baseman, now obviously he's really deep this time, but you watch him with a lot of left-handed hitters, he plays way out there anyway. There he is. That's always been one of his trademarks.
And it was Marlon Anderson's trademark for a long time with the Phillies over at Veterans Stadium. He played back on that AstroTurf so far. 2-1 pitch. He's off. It's 3-1. Jason Worth waits on deck as Ryan is playing in his 297th consecutive ball game. 3-1 pitch pulled on the ground. Johnson has it. That'll be his second putout or third putout of the inning. And the Phillies are retired here in the first. They strand a base runner. We've played 1. No scores. We go to the second. The second inning. And Cole Hamels will face 5, 6, and 7 for the Nationals. Elijah Dukes, Austin Kearns, and Jesus Flores. Phillies have won 4 consecutive games, and in doing so, have pulled to within a half game of first place in the National League East behind the Florida Marlins, who are reeling.
Yeah, even in the loss column with Florida, which did not seem imaginable a week ago.
Not this soon, anyway.
Right. Because they had really jumped out. They only had one loss, and now they've lost 7 in a row.
7 in a row, including last night. 1-1 the count to Elijah Dukes. 2-1.
He's pitching inside a lot tonight. Cole Hamels does try to pitch inside, which you have to do to win up here. There's no doubt about that. His problem is sometimes his ball will sail on him when he does that, and he gets hurt with long balls.
Well, he's fallen behind 3-1 to Dukes. Cole has allowed 5 home runs so far this year as Austin Kearns waits in the on deck circle. 3-1 pitch popped up. Good pitch in on the hands. Howard backpedaling, settles under it. 1 away.
Well, they've seen this guy so many times. Cole Hamels, the Nats have seen him. They're up there thinking they're going to get a lot of changeups, and he's throwing fastball after fastball right now.
During the 2009 season, Turkey Hill will contribute $100 for each Phillies victory and 5 cents for each carton of Phillies Grand Slam ice cream, sold to support the Phillies youth baseball and softball programs. 1 away for Austin Kearns, 255 batter. And he takes a changeup inside and low. It's 1-0. Kearns with 3 home runs and 11 RBIs. Change up there, and it's 2-0. It sounds odd to say this, but the Phillies have lost 4 straight games in which Cole has started during the regular season. That dates back to his final start in the regular season in 2008. But one of the best signs that we've seen tonight is the fact that his fastball is in the low 90s consistently. And there's ball 4, so that's the second base runner for the Nationals this evening. And with 1 away, Cole a little upset with himself. He'll face Jesus Flores. Flores with 2 home runs and 10 RBIs to go along with a .302 batting average. He was 0 for 4 in last night's game with a walk. Chops that one toward third. Nice play by Phillies to second for 1. They should have 2, and they do. Around the horn, double play, and the inning is over. Just a 10-pitch inning for Cole Hamels. And as we go to the bottom of the second, still no score. Park through the 5th inning of tonight's ball game, and if you're coming to tomorrow night's game, it'll be on display with the availability to get your picture taken with it down the left field line or at the foot of the ramp that takes you up to the Hall of Fame Club in the upper deck. Again, get your picture taken with the World Series trophy here at Citizens Bank Park as the Phils and the Nationals wrap up a 3-game series tomorrow evening at 7:05. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Good sized crowd on hand tonight. And boy, were they energetic last night with all those home runs.
Yeah, they were in a bad mood, good mood, bad mood, good mood. It was a really emotional roller coaster here last night.
There's Jason Worth. He's hitting .277 with 2 homers and 10 RBIs. Jason was hitless in 3 at-bats last night. And he takes one on the outside corner. It's 0-1. See what Jason has done against Lannon. Of his 3 hits, 2 have been home runs, but he's also gone down 5 times on strikes. And he's in the hole 0-2 here in the bottom of the second. Lays off a pitch in the dirt. Well, before the ball game today, the Phillies updated the status of Brad Lidge. We wondered last night in the 9th inning whether Brad was going to be available or not, and it turned out he wasn't. That's why Ryan Matson was finishing out the game in that 9th inning. And Brad is going to be day to day, according to Charlie Manuel and Ruben Amaro Jr. and even Brad. Brad said it was the same knee that he had surgically repaired a couple of times before the start of the 2008 season. Had a cortisone shot about 5 days ago. And they're hopeful that with Thursday's off day coupled with tomorrow that he might be able to pitch on Friday. But again, they're hopeful for that.
Right.
So he is not available tonight. 3-2, chopped to the right side. And there's one away.
Last night he was out in the bullpen more or less as a deke. Got us, got everybody. And, I don't know that he's out there tonight. He may not have to be tonight because everybody knows that he's probably not available. It's been well publicized. But you got the feeling last night that he wasn't available as that game progressed.
Well, nice reaction for Raul the Bomb Ibanez after his grand slam last night. Gave the Phillies a 13-11 victory. And he takes a pitch on the outside corner. And what a swing he has. Boy, they say he hits it hard. He hit it hard there.
Well, he looked for a fastball on the first pitch. It looked like he looked for it middle in, and he got it and kept it fair.
Joel Hanrahan was quoted after the ball game as to saying that he made a mistake. He basically threw a pitch that he shouldn't have thrown.
Well, he also was talking about how he let this ballpark get in his head.
Yep. That one's popped up. Shallow right. Belliard, the second baseman, gives way to Austin Kearns, and there are 2 away.
Said he got tentative with a couple hitters, Howard and Worth, before the grand slam home run, trying to keep them in the ballpark, and then he wound up with no wiggle room.
Well, it's time for our Geico quote of the day, and this comes from Raul Ibanez on the Phillies' ability to come back. I can't ever remember being part of a team that can do this. I don't even know that I've ever played against teams that can come back late like this. I guess these guys were doing that long before I got here. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 800-947-AUTO. Well, they did do it last year to the tune of 37 come from behind victories. But he's been a big reason why they're able to do it this year. Oh, Ibanez hits one toward the gap in right center field. It's going to drop in for a base hit. I should say Pedro Feliz hits one to the opposite way.
Well, and talking about all these come from behind, and it's great. Sounds like fun, terrific. Got to cut it out. Because you're not going to have a good season. You keep trying to play like this.
You don't like those kind of games?
I like them. I like them when they're over and you win them, but you make a habit of that too much, and you're going to wind up on the other end of those.
Well, 10 wins this year for the Phillies. 9 come from behind victories. As Coast takes one at the knees for a strike, it's 0-1.
I kind of like Sunday in Florida.
It was tense, though, until the 6th inning.
But at least it was a lead all the way.
Coast hitting 182.
Oh, some of the games have been great this year already. And you consider it's only 18 games into the season. Some of the neat games we've had.
One and one the count to Coast. And he hits that one back through the middle, right through the 5-hole into center field. Feliz will stop at second base. And the Phillies have back-to-back hits against John Lannon. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Mets on a 2-run triple by Gary Sheffield lead the Marlins 2-0. And the Marlins won 11 of their first 12 games, but now have lost 7 consecutive ball games coming into tonight's ball game.
How about tomorrow, Josh Johnson and Johan Santana? That's a heck of a matchup.
It's the second time I think that they've matched up against each other. Here's Cole Hamels with 2 outs. And he hits one softly towards shortstop. Gonzalez flips it to Belliard, who was a little late to get there. And the inning is over. Phils get a couple hits. They strand 2. We head to the 3rd. No score. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fan forum section for all the information. And please submit your answer on the subject line. The question is, in 2006, which category did Ryan Zimmerman lead the majors in? The answer will be revealed in the 7th inning. Wheels, no going back and getting your Nationals media guide from 2006.
I wouldn't do that, and if I did, I'd tell you.
Top of the 3rd inning on a very comfortable night for baseball here at Citizens Bank Park. We said during the outset that these two teams have hit some home runs against each other. The Nationals as a team in the 3 games against the Phillies have 12 home runs. And they have 9 against everybody else in the league. Alberto Gonzalez has one of those home runs. It was a solo shot down in D.C. Cole Hamels has allowed 1 hit so far through the first 2 innings. Throws a fastball for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Gonzalez may be starting in his last ball game because Christian Guzman is scheduled to come off the DL tomorrow. And he's behind 0-2. He has started 10 of the 11 games since Guzman injured himself down in Washington against the Phillies. Line drive over the head of Phillies down the left field line. A base hit for Gonzalez around first. He takes a wide turn, and he'll hold up there as Ibanez got to that ball quickly. And that's the 2nd hit of the night for the Nationals. Hey, tomorrow night, Michael Barkan, John Borick, and our crew of hockey experts look back at the Flyers season and break down what they believe the team will do to reload this offseason. Don't miss Unfinished Business during Sports Night tomorrow night at 10:30, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Flyers fell short in the postseason. The Sixers are playing tonight against the Magic. It's a busy time in the city of Philadelphia as Lannon bunts one right at Feliz. They can get 2. It's a second for 1, and Rollins on the exchange can't get it over to first, but they do get the lead runner at second base.
Lannon was really busting down the line. It looked like they had a shot at double play if Jimmy could have made the exchange. Good call by the second base umpire Doug Eddings there, because he definitely was in the process of making the exchange. Pedro gets him to it quickly, but you see as he goes to throw it, he's going to make sure he knows he was in the exchange there. Here we go. That has double play written all over it. You see the difference, though, when the shortstop has to make that play, the footwork involved. It's really difficult. And maybe we can show it again because you're almost stationary. Shortstops are used to flashing across the bag, getting out of the way of the runner. In that case, you see he's flat-footed like a second baseman a lot of times, and they're not used to that.
1-0 the count to Ronnie Belliard. He pops the next pitch up into foul territory. First base side. Howard on the run. Warning track, reaches out, and he just can't get there.
Oh, now watch how it's very difficult a lot of times for shortstops to move over the other side. Now it's right here. See, Jimmy is flat-footed because the runner's right on him. That's where a second baseman makes a pivot that way. They'll make it. Sometimes they'll come over the to the right-hand side of the bag. They'll go to the left hand. They'll use a bag for protection behind it. In that case, he was straddling it and could not use his legs. And you see him shaking his head like, if I had another shot at that, I'd have figured a way to step back like a second baseman, get out of the way of that runner, and then throw it.
Yeah, he's talking to Doug Eddings, the second base umpire, and he's saying almost as if the ball slipped right out of his hand.
Well, that's because he was under pressure from the base runner.
1-2 the count to Ronnie Belliard as he fouls that one straight back. Belliard struck out his only time up, so he's 0 for 1. Look, he's still going over Doug Eddings about what he did.
And he's making sure that, thanks, Doug. I got it right. I mean, you got it right, and I appreciate that, but I should have had a double play there.
Looking for a little positive reinforcement. 1-2 is lined to center field, right at Victorino. And there are 2 away. Some people say that's the toughest play for a center fielder. And I would think it's tough when there's a setting like this, twilight. All the short sleeve shirts that are being worn, the light colored shirts, might be tough to pick that ball up.
Yeah, and you saw Victorino's reaction there after he caught to kind of look up into the lights, up to into the crowd a little bit.
2 away now for Nick Johnson. Shane made an unbelievable catch last night in a gap in right center field. He wound up dropping a ball in center field too that he thought he should have had, but still. Johnson takes one outside. It's 1-0. I think one of the real telling stats for this Phillies ball club through the first 18 games is the fact that they have made just 3 errors. Well, here's that catch by Shane Victorino.
He had that all the way, you could tell. And then he went into that slide to protect himself so they didn't run into the wall, and then he could turn and fire and get the ball back into the infield.
He almost looked like a receiver going back to make that grab.
Yeah, you could tell he had that thing about 3/4 of the way into it.
That one's in for a strike, and it's 1-2 to Nick Johnson.
He had one later that he should have caught, and he thought he should have caught it, probably the one that went off his glove, headed towards left center field.
He did think he should have caught that one, and it resulted in a run for the Nationals.
Shane's very good at cutting off angles out there.
That one on the hands, popped foul over the third base dugout. And Hamels keeps the count at 1-2.
Cole Hamels is really featuring his fastball tonight. It's like he had man on a mission with his fastball. He has pretty good command. He's had a couple batters where he's gotten out of whack, but for the most part he's moved it in and out. And I think you'll start to see him start to use his changeup more now that he's established his fastball.
Line not being held on at first. And that one is hit foul again.
And also his curveball. He's thrown 1 curveball, 2 curveballs so far. That was another fastball, and Nick was late on it. Nick Johnson's late on it because he's got changeup in the back of his mind. Like any minute this guy could throw one.
He's got that 2-seam grip on that ball as he puts it in his glove. There's a changeup on the outside corner. Johnson knew it, and he's rung up for the final out here in the 3rd inning. Second strikeout for Cole Hamels. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. Still no score, and the Phillies ace is looking sharp. By Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. And by Dodge, live strong, live bold, live now. Dodge, grab life. Twilight here at Citizens Bank Park. There's a gorgeous sky out over Center City as the Phillies and the Nationals are scoreless as we go to the bottom of the third. Very little breeze. Supposed to get a little cooler tomorrow. Stay informed throughout the 2009 season with MLB.com team text alerts and video alerts. Customize your mobile alerts, including news, game summaries, scores, and more. Sign up now by texting Get Phillies to 65246 or visit MLB.com/mobile. Top of the order, Jimmy Rollins 0 for 1. Bounced out to third. His only time up. And he takes a pitch on the inside corner. It's 0-1. Jimmy's average under 200. And he chops that one toward third. Zimmerman charges, throws to first in time for out number 1 here in the third. Well, it's Charlie Manuel bobble figurine night. Jimmy Rollins and some of the players had a lot of fun in spring training with that bobble figurine.
We straight, Chuck. You know, we good. We good. Ain't that right? Charlie. What's up, son? You and Jimmy cool? You gonna bench him if you don't run out 5 pop-ups? Is he gonna run out pop-ups? If you don't, you gonna bench him?
Well, Charlie's got a case or two of those bobble figurines in his office here at the ballpark, and he's going to give those out to some of his family members. Maybe one to that guy right there.
Guys are wearing manual jerseys now. Who'd have believed that a few years ago?
Who would have thought?
Who'd have thunk it? Chuck would say.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Shane Victorino.
What do you say? I thought they'd make a bobblehead up on me. They would have had the head off it. That was a great line.
Well, that patch right there is a big reason why Charlie has his own bobble figurine, and they love him here in Philadelphia. And Jesus Flores thought John Lennon had thrown a pitch on the outside corner to get Shane Victorino, and the count is even 2-2.
Yeah, he comes firing out of there. Well, he hit his glove. Didn't mean it was a strike, but he hit his glove.
There's a liner to left, base hit for Victorino. That's a 9-game hitting streak for Shane. And he's aboard with 1 out here in the bottom of the third.
Like a high changeup or breaking ball, something slow and up. And Shane did a nice job of staying back on that. That's a pitch he has trouble with, Lung. Let's see what it was. It's a changeup. And he stayed back very, very well on that one. Hit it hard.
1 away now for Chase Utley. Chase singled his first time up, raises batting average to .343.
Now the runner at first, they're not in the 3-man overshift on Utley, so he has more room to get a ball through.
See, Alberto Gonzalez, the shortstop, is still on his side of the diamond.
Right, he's the cover guy if Victorino would attempt to steal second base.
There's Jim Riggleman, the bench coach. He kind of aligns this defense for the Nationals. Toss over to first. Victorino's back standing. Chase, by the way, with that base hit his first time up, we saw he raised his batting average to .343. He's among the league leaders in RBIs with 17. Pujols leads the way with 25. But Chase is now in the top 10 in hitting with that single his last time up. A 1 pitch, chopped toward first, foul ball.
Victorino know what's going on then.
Well, he was thinking he was going to have to get into some kind of a rundown because he may not have gotten to second base.
Right, he knows he's out if he keeps going, because all Johnson would have done was touch first, and then they would have had a tag play. Here it is, and it is a foul ball, as you see there, and Victorino's already turned around and got ready for the rundown.
So Chase is down in the count, 0-2. Chase is also in the top 10 in runs scored. He's got 16. He's tied with Niger Morgan of the Pirates. 0-2 off the end of the bat. Little flare. Third base side. Zimmerman on the run over toward the dugout. And hits the top of the Nationals dugout. And it remains 0-2. And last year at RFK, he would make some of those plays over toward that dugout with all that foul territory.
Well, he plays the game right. You know, Ryan Zimmer takes one last look, and then that fence came up a little quicker than he thought. And that's where he wishes he were wearing his thigh pads.
Quick toss over. Victorino back standing. Normally Shane and Jimmy Rollins are toward the top of the stolen base list in the National League. Dexter Fowler from Colorado stole 4 bases last night. He has 9 to lead the way. There goes Shane. The pitch is hit in the air deep to right field. That one is going to be gone. 2-run home run for Chase Utley. It's his 6th of the year, and the Phillies are on the board. It's 2-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd. And he got a hold of that one. Chase now with 19 RBIs. And he just won $100 for Joe McWilliams in Glassboro, New Jersey, courtesy of the McDonald's home run jackpot.
Had him down the count 0-2. He threw a breaking ball there. You see the runner, Victorino, was going. Flores was coming forward to try and catch it and throw him out. And Chase up, he just intercepted that baseball, put it in the seats. And I talked about it earlier. He doesn't hold any animosity towards Lannon, but that one had to feel good.
Here's Ryan Howard, lines the first pitch on a hop to Belliard at shallow right, and there are 2 away. Second career home run for Utley against John Lannon, and he is just one of the best hitters in the league. The fact that he can hit against righties and lefties the way he does. Look at this swing.
Solid base. Look at that front leg that he hits off. Stayed back on a breaking ball. It was a hanger, but you know, he could have fouled it off, could have swung and missed at it, and he hit it 300 and some feet into the seats in right center field.
Yeah, that carried well. There's Jason Worth, who takes one inside. It's 1-0. Well, we talked about all those categories that Chase was a part of. You can pop him now in the top 5 in home runs. He's tied with Ibanez and Alfonso Soriano for 3rd place in the National League.
Totally erase any worries that he wouldn't be ready to start the season. Be productive either.
2-0 the count to Jason Worth, who's 0 for 1. And he takes one at the knees. I think the amazing thing about Chase and his rehab is the fact that he has pulled almost every home run.
Well, he's turned into more of a pull hitter the last couple of years, and you know, I think deep down inside he probably like to fire some balls out to left center once in a while and get them out of that overshift that they're in, because that takes hits away from him. But you know, one step at a time.
3-1 pitch to Worth. Fouls that one straight back, and it's 3-2.
Just makes it a lot easier to defense a guy if he's going to just hit it to one side of the field, and that's what some teams are doing with Utley, playing him as a dead pull hitter, and Chase didn't used to be that way.
Ibanez waits on deck. The payoff pitch to Worth. Popped up. And he'll find the seats over the first base dugout.
Ooh, what a catch.
That's a heck of a grab right there by that fan in the first row.
Man, that was a good play.
Sure was. And a hot shot toward the hole at shortstop, knocked down by Gonzalez. No way he gets Worth, and it's over the head of Johnson. But it doesn't go into the well. It hits the screen in front of the well. And Jason Worth will have an infield single.
Yeah, that's a play where Gonzalez should have just stuck it in his pocket. But they got fortunate that the ball hit the fence over there and didn't bounce into the stands. Here's the look. Ball was hit really hard, and then he airmails it, and watch what it does. Right there, it hits the fence and comes back. And good job too by Jason Worth not to flinch towards second. He made sure he turned into foul territory, and they weren't able to tag him out.
So a runner on first with 2 outs. Here's Ibanez, and Raul takes one down and away. It's 1-0.
See the way they have to play Ibanez in the infield. You know, you cannot overshift on him because he had so many balls the other way.
Wheels, I may have jumped the gun. They have scored that in error against Alberto Gonzalez.
I thought they said it was it was hit so hard. Well, it wasn't hit far from him, that's for sure.
That's the 20th error of the season now for the Nationals.
Okay.
And it's the 6th for Gonzalez. So no base hit for Jason Worth, E6. 2-0 to Ibanez. Now 3-0. Pedro Feliz waits on deck. There goes Worth. 3-0 pitch. Take it high. Ball 4. The Phillies have runners on first and second. Tomorrow night on the Comcast Network, get total Eagles draft coverage. Join Greg Murphy, Ron Burke, and Ray Dittinger for a recap of the Eagles draft moves and acquisitions. On the clock tomorrow night at 7 on the Comcast Network. Hall of Famer Ray Dittinger, who the week after Harry passed wrote a wonderful piece commemorating the life of Harry Kalas. Here's Pedro Feliz.
Well, many years ago, Ray Dittinger is one of the best columnists in town for the Bulletin and the Daily News. And Ray is the ultimate pro.
Pedro hits one in the air deep to left field. That one's going to be long gone. 3-run home run for Pedro. And the Phillies lead it 5-0. Well, the ball is jumping again tonight. And Pedro Feliz is sizzling hot here in the month of April.
Yeah, it was hard to believe there wouldn't be homers tonight. Of course, those runs were all unearned since that play was scored an error. Would have ended the inning on the ball hit by Jason Worth. Ibanez very patient, waits out the walk. First pitch, breaking ball. Pedro stayed back pretty well on that. He gets a lot of first ball slop from pitchers. He doesn't get many first ball fastballs. And that one stayed up, and he hit it out of the ballpark.
So the Phils with a 2-run home run by Utley, a 3-run shot by Feliz, lead it 5-0. And Zimmerman's going to take care of Chris Coast. The inning is over. 8 men come to the plate in the inning. The Phillies get 4 hits. And the scoring began with Chase Utley, a 2-run home run, his 6th of the year, followed by a 3-run shot by Pedro. They lead it 5-0. May 25th, they'll begin a 3-game series. Now, Wednesday the 27th is a 7:05 start. That's a sold-out ball game, but there are tickets available for Monday night. It's a Hatfield Dollar Dog Night, and Tuesday the 26th. You can order your tickets now at Phillies.com. The giveaway on the 27th is that beautiful hat right there, the Teva Phillies Shamrock Cap. That's free to all fans, and it's one of the reasons why that ball game is sold out already. Oh, hats everywhere for the Phillies fans. A lot of World Series caps, Divisional Series caps. You name it, they wore it and continue to wear it into this season. Phillies lead it 5-0. Ryan Zimmerman takes one on the inside corner. It's 0-1. Zimmerman doubled his first time up. Raised his batting average up over 300. Good changeup, just misses, and it's 1-1.
Cole wanting that pitch. That ball right near the knees. That's what happens though when you're going good. You can peep at pitches and swing at those hard strikes.
Pop up right side. It's a shallow right field. Backpedals Utley. Worth is right behind him. The chase will stay with it. And there's one away. Sarge, I don't know about you, but the first 3 innings, I've been impressed with the velocity on Cole's fastball. It's up over 90. It's about 92 consistently.
Right. His first pitch was right at 91. And he has that good changeup. I think he should throw that curveball a little more, but he feels comfortable. Fastball changeup to a lot of the hitters. We'll throw the curveball to the left-handed hitters.
He's thrown 3 curves as far as our count so far in this game. Starts Dunn off with a fastball that's low. It's 1-0. Dunn bounced to Ryan Howard to finish the first inning. This will be the 45th pitch for Hamels. And he misses wide. It's 2-0.
Yeah, you'd like for him to go deep into the game if at all possible. That way you give the guys a much needed rest.
2-1 the count to Dunn. Well, the Phillies bullpen, the way it's set up for tonight, is without Brad Lidge. In a lot of ways, you get deep into a game, you throw strikes. And Hamels, the highest percentage of strikes thrown in the National League, just ahead of Johan Santana and Randy Wolf. Dunn tries to check his swing. No swing, says Hunter Wendelstedt. Lidge is unavailable tonight. Charlie Manuel is unsure of a couple of other guys, including Scott Air. There you see the Phillies bullpen. Jack Tashner worked in last night's game as well. And Lidge won't be available tomorrow. The off day on Thursday. And they're hoping that Brad's knee will be okay to pitch on Friday. But, you know, if you look ahead, if they do have to make some kind of a move, Ruben Amaro Jr. said that it would come from, you know, the Phillies farm system. Payoff pitch is a little low to Dunn, so he draws the 1-out walk. And they've got some guys that are throwing pretty well down in the farm system, and they're guys, Sarge, that we saw during spring training. Mike Koplov has an ERA under 1. Gary Majeski has an ERA under 1. And they signed Tyler Walker about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and you know he has a 0.00 ERA in 9 ball games so far.
Yeah, one of the things they wanted to do was strengthen that ball club in AAA just to make sure that when they went down, they'd have pitchers, and they wanted them also to have a better year than they had last year, and that's how you build that, is with pitchers.
0-1 to Dukes. That's on the inside corner, a strike, and it's 0-2. Dukes popped out to Howard his only time up, so he's 0 for 1. Stays alive by fouling that fastball back to the screen. Elijah Dukes hit a ball into Ashburn Alley last night. One of the 5 home runs hit by the Nationals. And the fans that were in Ashburn Alley, I don't think they thought, well, we're going to go to the game and be able to get a souvenir. But he crushed that ball. 0-2, a changeup swung on and missed, and Dukes is down on strikes. That's the 3rd K of the night for Cole Hamels.
Elijah Dukes out in front of that pitch. Looked to be a changeup, and you can tell with his grip in the glove. Looks like a fastball, changeup, and it had some good movement on it at the end.
Austin Kerr's the batter, and Kerr swings at the first pitch, and he pops it up into shallow right field. Utley backpedaling, Worth coming on. Chase makes the call, and the inning is over. It's a tough sky, but Chase was there. He's retired 2 batters in this inning. We've played 3.5. Cole Hamels in total control. Is brought to you by your Quality Plus Ford dealers. By Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of the Philadelphia Phillies. By Thomas Jefferson University Hospitals. Call 1-800-JEF-NOW. And by Jeep. Hurry to your Jeep dealer and see how good the best values in America can be. 2 long balls for the Phils. A 2-run shot by Chase Utley. A 3-run bomb by Pedro Feliz. And the guy at the plate, Cole Hamels, has a 5-0 lead. And he takes the first pitch from John Lannon high. Cole bounced it to a fielder's choice his first time up.
Start getting that production from the end of your lineup. Feliz has been pretty consistent just about all year. He's going through a couple of bad spells, but for the most part, he's been driving the ball this year.
And he's 7 for his last 9, which is a great sign.
Hitting balls to right center and reacting on balls in, staying back.
Hamels down on strikes, and there's one away here in the 4th inning. Well, John Lannon now goes to work against the top of the order. And it'll be Jimmy Rollins. You know, Sarge, last night the Phillies had 2 grand slams, one by Ryan Howard, the other one by Raul Ibanez, and they were jumping out of the ballpark. There's no doubt about it. What's it like for a hitter? And I know you hit 3 grand slams during your career. I mean, what's it like for a hitter to have that feeling of hitting the ultimate home run?
Right. I mean, it's really good. And when it's hot like this, or when you're in Wrigley Field, the wind is blowing out, you really want to send limos to make sure those pitchers are there, especially the left-handers are there on time, because you know all you have to do is just hit the ball hard, hit the ball solid. You got a good chance for some damage.
Well, and I ask about the feeling of hitting a grand slam. Those of us who have never played professionally or even played a little bit, you know, have ever had that feeling. But I would think that it's a little different feeling than hitting a solo shot or a 2-run shot.
Yeah, and when you do, and Mike Smith used to always say that home run was the best thing. You get the hit, you get the RBI, and you get that run score. Well, the grand slam, you end up getting the 4 RBIs. And, you know, everybody always thinks about hitting a grand slam or what it would be like, and especially a game-winning grand slam that is played out. And what a good feeling as J-Ro ends up striking out. And you can tell he's still not into the groove the way he would like to be.
Well, he's 0 for 3 now. There's Ryan Howard, who hit one of those grand slams last night. Now with 2 away, here's Shane Victorino. Jimmy last night after the game, or before the game, told Jim Salisbury from the Philadelphia Inquirer that he felt like he was going to hit 400 over the next month. And he might. I think everybody would like that.
Well, like I said, the one good thing at the end of the lineup hitting the way that they are, it takes pressure off of the top of the lineup of guys not actually getting on.
Victorino rolls one toward third, backhanded by Zimmerman, off balance throw, can't be handled by Johnson.
Wow.
And Victorino's aboard with his 2nd hit of the night.
At the speed of Victorino, if that ball is caught, looked like he was going to be out. Zimmerman, again, not only a good hitter, a good fielder as well. Good strong arm. One of the bigger third basemen. He plays that ball well, and then he didn't even set himself. Shows you how strong his arm is, and he just whips that ball over. Johnson not able to get it. Looks like Victorino would have beat that ball out. You can see his reaction, and good players always think they're going to always make the play.
So Johnson will hold on. Shane Victorino, infield single. Chase Utley, the batter, off a 2-run home run his last time up. Look at those numbers. Boy, he has had a fantastic start to this month of April.
I thought last year, even the way he started off, had a chance maybe for that MVP if he doesn't go on the DL the way he was going.
Toss over to first. Victorino back standing.
You know, at that time, seeing the ball good, his power was there. Then getting that hip injury and not really telling anyone other than the medical staff. Still played through it. And again, you can look at him as one of the top 3 second basemen, I think, in both leagues.
Victorino might be picked off. Johnson's throw to second is there in time, and the inning is over. Well, Chase Utley will get a chance to lead off the bottom of the 5th inning as Victorino is caught stealing. Lannon gets through the 4th. Phillies still lead it by 5. Still capitalize on Phillies season tickets. They're prorated 11-game Sunday and 13 or 14-game partial plans. You can call 215-463-5000. Good folks are standing by right now, or log on to Phillies.com. Might be your only chance to see the Mets and the Marlins this year. Some of the bigger games are part of the Phillies season ticket packages. Again, you can log on to Phillies.com. Here's Jesus Flores to start the top of the 5th inning. Cole Hamels, who has been in a comfortable groove through the first 4, has the count 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, getting early runs will settle you down even more. Well, it'll do that because you know if you end up giving up a home run or making a bad pitch, you have that big lead. You still can be aggressive in the zone.
Swing and a miss and a changeup. He had him way out in front. And there's 1 away. That's 4 strikeouts for Hamels. And he is starting to throw that changeup a little bit more, and it's keeping these hitters way off balance.
Yeah, well, the key is being able to get that fastball over the plate that sets up the changeup. Just a good changeup, even though that ball looking like it's right down the middle. Hitter thinking that it's a fastball, and most of the time will be out front.
Alberto Gonzalez, the batter, takes one on the outside corner. That's a strike. Gonzalez has one of the 2 hits tonight for the Nationals. 0-1 off the end of the bat, a little flare up. They can't get it. Drops it for a base hit. Second hit for Gonzalez. He doesn't hit the ball hard at all, but he's got a couple knocks.
Yeah, that's a pretty good pitch too, and that ball just eluding Utley not able to get around the way that he would have liked to. You can see how he jumps up. He goes right over that glove there as he kind of tries to snatch it inside out. Does everything he can to try and get that ball.
So 1 away, runner on first here in the top of the 5th. John Lannon, who tried to sacrifice the runner over his last time up, but the base runner Alberto Gonzalez was thrown out at second. He's already squared around, ready to try to bunt him over again. Now he pulls it back, and he bunts it in the air toward the mound. Hamels stumbles and just flips it in the air. I hope he's okay.
Looks like, well, just slipped there. His spikes looked like they just came out.
I thought he turned his ankle.
It looked like that in the very beginning, that he had turned his ankle, and the way he kind of just flipped the ball up. You know, if he gets that ball, looked like he was going to try and go to second base. Anytime the ball is bunted back to you and hard, you'll go to that lead bag.
Well, right there before he got to the ball is when he looked like he turned his left ankle.
Well, he looked like he did turn it a little bit, you know, initially. And at the same time, as he's trying to come and get the ball, when he turns it, he tries to get that weight off of it. You can see how he bends it and then goes back. Well, he's feeling that pain on it. Probably get a few tosses to see exactly where he is.
Well, he's got to feel like he is snake bitten this year with what's going on.
Like a bullseye's on him. And just cruising along. Not a very difficult play at all as he starts to warm up.
Rich Doobie looking on. Charlie Manuel's there as well. Ooh, Cole limped a little bit. Oh, boy. How about that?
No.
That's unfortunate. Man, oh, man. The elbow inflammation, the line drive off his arm, and now he turns his ankle, and he's getting a nice round of applause. And he is disgusted as he goes off the field.
Well, you can tell with that throw. Once he tried to plant right on that front leg, he kind of gave off of that weight, get that weight off of it, and he knew that he couldn't pitch. And
they're not sure who's supposed to come in. Is it Durbin? Yep, it's going to be Chad Durbin. Oh, maybe not. Chad takes his hat off, says, me? They'll probably try to figure out if it's Chad Durbin or if it's Jay Happ. No, it's not going to be Durbin. Is it going to be Durbin? Rich Doobie is, yeah, here comes Chad. There's no phone on the mound, and there's no real signal.
Yeah, what they do is he goes on different signs he has for different players. Well, let's take another look at what happened to Hamels here as he comes in, charges the ball.
Right
You can see right there his foot kind of gets up underneath him. He's grimacing as he hits the ground and didn't even try and throw to first base because he was in pain. See where his ankle is? Right there. And it's already turned. His foot's already turned, and it's even difficult to even look at on the replay. Well, what they'll do, they'll get some ice on that as quick as they possibly can.
Ooh.
Whoa. And hope that they can keep the swelling down on it.
Well, with this pitching change of the injury to Cole Hamels, we'll take a break. When we get back, we'll talk about Chad Durbin. Leading it 5-0, 1 out, 2 runners on base, and it's unexpected because Cole Hamels, look at his ankle as we freeze that shot. As it turns, he's fielding the bunt off the bat of John Lannon. He could have had 2, but as he went and grabbed the ball, his ankle turns, and then he just falls to the ground. And you can see his face right there, the pain that shoots through. And he tried one warm-up toss, and that was it. I mean, that's his push-off leg. And Rich Doobie, he was concerned as soon as he popped out of the dugout. And for Cole Hamels, it has been a frustrating month. Boy, he was cruising tonight.
Right, cruising, and when he did have that accident there, you could look right on his face and tell that it looked like it was going to be a problem even before he threw that first pitch. And keep in mind, his leg is pretty warm now as you look at Chad Durbin's numbers for the season.
And Chad will get as long as he needs to loosen up here in the top of the 5th inning with a 5-run lead. He was sitting down with everybody else in the pen. Well, not only did he have the inflammation in his arm during spring training, but he took this shot in his last start off the bat of Prince Fielder, right off his throwing arm, and he left the game. And then tonight, fielding this bunt off the bat of John Lannon. Ooh, you're right, Sarge. That's tough to look at even as we watch the replay. And Mark Anderson, Phillies assistant athletic trainer, walks him off the field.
No, a good sign, though, with him walking off the field, because if it was really severe, they'd be carrying him off, or a couple of guys. So we'll hope for the best, obviously.
This is the pitch that he threw, and he kind of pulled up a little bit and almost, hopped away from the mound. He knew right there, I'm done. See him mouth, I'm done, as he flipped the ball to Charlie Manuel. So Cole Hamels exits with an injury, and Chad Durbin will face the top of the order with 1 out. Ronnie Belliard, and Belliard pops the first pitch up behind home plate. Coast will give it a peek, but it's back into the stands. And it's 0-1. Belliard's 0 for 2. He has struck out and fly to center. Landed on first base, Gonzalez on second base. Saw Chad Durbin's ERA. Chad has pitched much better of late. This is his 12th appearance of the season, which is the most of the Phillies' pen. 1-1 is popped up toward right, pretty deep but playable. Worth is under it. Gonzalez is tagging. Jason makes the catch. Gonzalez heads to third. He'll get there standing. But there are 2 away. So Chad Durbin gets the first out in relief of Cole Hamels. And with 2 outs, that'll bring Nick Johnson to the plate.
And the opposition, they're facing a good pitcher and he leaves from an injury. They all of a sudden will start to think they have a better chance. The way that Cole was pitching, getting them and having them off balance, they'll feel like, oh wow, well he's out of the game now. Let's go, guys. I feel a little bit more comfortable when you get that number 1 or number 2 pitcher out of there.
Inside to Johnson, the count 1-0. Well, and Sarge, I mean, you've been a hitting coach before. You prepare for everybody in the bullpen, but even this early after an injury, and you've been dominated by the starting pitcher, I mean, has that changed things at all?
It really doesn't, because you have scouting reports on every single one of the pitchers. You know what they throw. You already have. The only thing you've done is looked at more film on that starting pitcher.
2-0 the count to Johnson.
But if it's one of their better pitchers, you don't want anyone obviously to get hurt. But if it's one of their better pitchers, you're feeling pretty good about trying to get back in the game, especially if you know that he was handling you pretty good and he was striking out some batters.
On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, have an update from New York. Jorge Cantu, a 2-run home run, his 4th of the year. Guess that wrist is feeling okay. Mets still lead it by 1, 3-2.
Yeah, this guy comes to play. Cantu. We've seen enough of him in the way that he hits balls, plays first base and third base.
Good pitch by Durbin. Took a little off, and Johnson was out in front, so it's 2-2.
Yeah, pretty good pitch, but you want to try and not have it in that area where it's up near the belt area. Pretty good location, however, a little bit away.
So the count 2-2. Runners on first and third. Just missed a little high. It's 3-2. Lannon will be off from first base. Gonzalez on third. And a 5-0 Phillies lead. Lannon goes. 3-2 pitch. Popped up. Straight away center field. Should be an easy play for Victorino. He's trotting under it. And the inning is over. So Durbin faces 2 batters, retires those 2 batters. Chase Utley will lead off the bottom of the 5th inning for the Phils. Home runs in this ball game, and the guy that's about to lead off hit one of those home runs, a 2-run shot. One more night for the Washington Nationals, and one more night for the World Series trophy here at the ballpark. That's right, you can get your picture taken with the World Series trophy tomorrow through the 5th inning. There are tickets still available by logging on to Phillies.com. On off day on Thursday, and then the Mets come to town Friday, Saturday, and Sunday before the Phillies hit the road to St. Louis. And to New York, and there is the World Series trophy, as shiny as Sarge's head. Man, that is beautiful. I would have said as shiny as my head, Sarge, but I put a little more makeup on my head.
Yeah, you do, but
yeah.
It's all right.
So the fans tonight not only have had a chance to watch this game, but also get a picture taken with the World Series trophy. They've seen Chase Utley hit a home run. And Chase, who was up at the plate when Victorino was caught stealing in the 4th inning, gets a fresh count, and he's behind 0-1.
Hey, Chase Utley, the name of his game is consistency. Sees a lot of pitches. He takes pitches, sets up the pitchers, I should say. Well, he's not just up there swinging to be swinging. A lot of times, maybe his 3rd or 4th at bat. Once he's kind of zeroed the guy in, he'll swing at a first pitch. But for the most part, he's trying to see as many pitches as he can. The more pitches you see, easier it is to hit.
Well, he's ahead 3-1, so he should get a good pitch here from John Lennon.
And you'll notice too, though, good hitters usually are always hitting, and good hitting counts. 3-1, 2-0, 2-1.
That one's hit in the air, deep to right field. That's going to be his 2nd home run of the night. A solo shot for Chase Utley. It's his 7th of the year. And the Phillies now lead it 6-0. Man, he is locked in right now.
Yeah, locked in is right. Again, a predictable count, 3-1. He knows what to do with it. Looks for the ball in a certain area. It's a fastball, and Cadillac time for Utley as he smokes the ball. But you can go on the sound again. Very seldom do you see him smile. Now check out this pitch. He's very quick. That ball coming in, and Lennon just jumping up and thinking maybe it's not going to go. But yeah, it's a few rolls up.
Ryan Howard, the batter, and he takes a breaking ball for a strike. That is the 16th multi-home run game for Chase Utley. The last time was last April against the Mets. That ball is smoked by Howard. Nice play by Johnson, who beats him to the bag. And there's one away. Well, there's not a guy that watches more film than Chase Utley. And he got a beautiful look at that pitch from Lannon, who got a good look at it traveling out of here.
You know, you go on the sound again, it's just, when you hear it like that, it's just going to be going as far as it possibly can in this stadium. Hitters love to come here to hit. Good background to hit in.
Jason Worth slashes one foul. But it's 0-1.
That's what makes him such a good 3rd hitter, his discipline in Chase Utley, you know, along with the power.
Well, his 2 swings tonight, his 2 home runs tonight, as the Nationals have bullpen action. Jason Bergman loosening up in the pen. That one's off the end of the bat for Jason Worth. Those are pretty good ways, though, as Dukes waits for it. And there are 2 outs. That home run by Chase moves him into a tie with Adrian Gonzalez and Albert Pujols for the league lead in home runs.
He has a lot of pride about his game. No question about it.
And that's his spot in the dugout. Every time we have a shot of the dugout, that's where he's leaning when he's not up at the plate. There's Ibanez. He fouls one away over the 3rd base dugout. It's 0-1.
Well, a lot of times you'll be there to be able to look at that pitcher, study him, look and see if there's any movement of the glove, anything that you can try and get an advantage of.
That one's lined down the right field line, and it's hooking foul. Ibanez, who hit a home run down the right field line last night, a grand slam that gave the Phils the victory. Sarge, that was the 3rd grand slam of the season. And Chase was standing right there watching that salami by Ibanez. And you know, there's been 26 grand slams already here in the month of April.
Wow.
I mean, that's an unbelievable amount of
really
slams.
Is.
Ibanez lays off the pitch. And it's 1-2.
Most cases, I mean, you got to say that pitchers aren't locating the way that they should. Last night, fastball to Ibanez. That ball near the belt area. You got to give him credit, however. He said he was just trying to hit the ball hard, and hit the ball hard he did as it left the ballpark.
That one hit back toward the middle, off the glove, maybe the leg of Lennon, and it's a base hit for Ibanez.
I think that's one of the reasons Amaro Jr. didn't mind getting Ibanez, even though he's on the left-hand side. These left-handed hitters they have here, they hit left-handed pitching.
There is Ruben Amaro Jr. taking Sarge's phone call. Or really, he's taking Sarge's text. He's taking somebody else's phone call.
That's good. Way to clean that up.
Here's Pedro Feliz, who homered his last time up.
The more hits hitters get, you can see how much more comfortable they are. And Ibanez, for sure. Feliz has been chipping in and hitting the ball hard and showing what he's going to be all about.
1-0 to Pedro. Low. It's 2-0.
When he doesn't bail at the plate again, he drives the ball to right center. He can hit the ball out of the ballpark, and you all know he has a sweep glove at third base.
Look at those numbers to start the year for Pedro Feliz. Takes that one for a strike. It's 2-1. Here's the home run by Pedro Feliz. This was a 3-run shot in the third.
But just such great short, quick mechanics that he has going. Not a lot of movement up in his top half or lower half.
2-1. Chop to third. Big hop for Zimmerman. Short way to second. And the Phillies are retired. But they add another run on a home run by Chase Utley. It's his third hit of the game. His second homer of the night. And it's 6-0 Phillies. On December 16th of 2008, the Phillies turned left field over to the 11-year veteran from the American League. Raul has been a hit in the NL since arriving, showing his power early, delivering in the clutch often. Ibanez and his all-out style of hustle is brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. We're here for you every step of the way. Now, the Phillies as a team lead the league in most runs scored after the 7th inning. They also lead the league with the most entertaining mascot, who just put on a show with the performers from Give and Take Jugglers here at the ballpark. I don't know what the juggling was that was going on there.
Didn't see any.
Are you disappointed about that?
Well, I mean, I guess a little act going on as the fanatic wins the prize again.
Yeah, we're not sure what was going on the field, but at some point a young lady emerged. The fanatic looked like he had a good time, so that's all that matters. And there is the young lady. Top of the 6th, Ryan Zimmerman leads it off for the Nationals. And Chad Durbin on in relief of Cole Hamels. And we just received the official word that Cole has a sprained left ankle, which we kind of deduced just from the footage that we saw on the play when he was lifted in the 5th inning. after turning his ankle, coming down from the mound on a bunt attempt by John Lennon. Durbin got the final 2 outs of the 5th, and now he begins the 6th. And the slider's outside. It's 2-1.
Well, J-Ro sprained his ankle last year. It took him a while to be able to get back and feeling good, although they're different positions. Cole Hamels has to push off of that leg, so it might take some time. Just hope that it isn't spraying severely. And once you get the ice on it, you hope you get it on right away, that it isn't as much swelling. And if so, then you'll be able to come back as you take a look at J-Ro. But it kind of bothered him almost all year last year.
Well, I was going to say it affected J-Ro at least beyond the All-Star break, if not longer than that. Good pitch by Durbin. Zimmerman's down on strikes, and there's one away here at the top of the 6th. That's the 5th strikeout overall by Phillies pitching.
Well, I haven't seen this very much on Zimmerman. Let's see exactly what this pitch is. Looks to be kind of like either a slider or a cutter. Moves away from Zimmerman.
Now with nobody on and 1 out, Adam Dunn, who walked his last time up, will bat, and the Phillies can move the shift over with 3 infielders in the right side. First pitch to Dunn. Well, he thought about sliding the bat up and maybe button up the third base line because there's nobody there.
Yeah, I think Phils would take that all day long, as opposed to him swinging the bat and maybe launching one. If he wants to bunt, go ahead.
I remember Jim Thome used to be asked that all the time because the opposition, at the Vet here at Citizens Bank Park always had the 3-man overshift, and third base was wide open for Jim Thome. And Jim, who is the nicest guy in the world, would look at you. His eyes would get wide. He'd lean forward and say, "They don't pay me to bunt. They pay me to hit the ball out of the ballpark."
Well, he means that, and he does that.
2-1, hit in the air, deep to right. Forget about that one. Man, that's a second deck shot. And the Nationals are on the board. It's now 6-1 Phillies.
I got to tell you, these aren't just really home runs. I mean, these are some mammoth shots that the Nationals are hitting. As you see, the ball comes back on the field. I think the lady got coaxed into throwing that one back. See Dunn, smiles on his face. Take a look. Again, he's just a big guy. He can hit the ball out of Yellowstone Park. He's so big.
That's one of the longest balls we've seen hit into that second deck. I mean, that was up. It was within 3 rows of the top, 4 rows of the top. 286 home runs now for Dunn in his career. And the count is 1-1 to Elijah Dukes, who's 0 for 2. He's popped out. He's also struck out. On the outside corner. Looks like a cutter.
I thought it was a slider there. The cutter and the slider really moves basically the same way. I think the cutter might be a little harder pitch. That slider will move away from the right-handed batter.
Broken bat roller left side. Feliz cuts it off balance throw in time to get Dukes. That's a good play by the Phillies third baseman. Going to throw across his body, and there are 2 outs.
A lot of times pitcher will use that cutter there as that ball gets in on Dukes, looking for the ball away. Feliz coming, make a good toss. You always talk to try and get everything you can, showing you some of those soft hands and the range that he has.
I mentioned before that the Phillies defense has committed just 3 errors this year. Pedro has 1, Jimmy Rollins has 1, and Chase Utley has 1.
Well, one of the reasons that they haven't been hitting as well early on is still able to win ball games.
That one is looped in the air towards center field. Victorino started back. He'll make the play. And the inning is over. But the home run by Adam Dunn puts the Nationals on the board. And as we go to the bottom of the 6th, the Phillies lead it by 5. Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. By McDonald's. Introducing McDonald's McCafe coffees. Try hot or cold iced mochas, lattes, and cappuccinos. McDonald's. I'm loving it. And by your local Chevy dealers. On a day like today and a day like yesterday, you're going to get one of those iced mochas because it was warm here in Philadelphia. I know it was that way over the weekend while the Phillies were down in Florida to take on the Marlins. Jason Bergman is the new pitcher for the Nationals. This is his third game. He'll take over for John Lannon, who threw 83 pitches over 5 innings. Allowed 6 runs on 9 hits. And all 6 of the runs the Phillies scored were on home runs. So Bergman with a 4.50 ERA. Kid out of Rutgers University, and he delivers his first pitch to Coast. So it's a foul over the screen, and it's 0-1. Chris Coast reached on a single back of the second inning. And he bounced out to third his last time up. His average right at 200. Change up, check swing, slow roller. Zimmerman's got it. And there's 1 out. Well, this game will encore tonight at 11 on the Comcast Network. Tonight at 11, you can see a replay of all Chase Utley's home runs. He's got 2 and 2 long ones. And Chad Durbin gets a chance to bat with 1 out in the top of the 6th, or bottom of the 6th, excuse me. And he swings at the first pitch, and it's 0-1. Chad has a hit in 1 at bat this year. And that's his career totals, 2 for 16. Wasn't expecting that bender there, and he's down 0-2.
Well, that will get most of even the better hitters. Curveball coming right at you and breaking away from you.
He's down on 3 pitches. And his bullpen mates who salute him. There's Brad Lidge, who took his cap off. He's in the back right corner, sitting on the bench behind Jay Happ.
Well, they pay attention when one of their guys are coming up there, and believe me, they're pulling for him.
They don't get really many bats, so they take some batting practice every once in a while. So when they get up there to take a hack, they really want to take a hack. Jimmy Rollins takes a hack, and he lines one into right center field. His first hit of the night. And it's his 4th hit in this series. And he's aboard with 2 away.
Yeah, you can tell, too, with the swing on that left side. He feels pretty comfortable on that left side. It's that right side, it seems to be kind of letting him down and not really making solid contact. If you take a look there, Charlie, that's a fastball. Gets his foot down out over the plate. Puts a good swing on it.
I thought Charlie's comment yesterday, Sarge, was a good one. There goes Jimmy Rollins, and the ball drops out of the hand of Flores, and Jimmy Rollins, in his 19th game, gets his first stolen base of the year. How about that? His longest drought in his career, 18 games without a stolen base. Before this year, he had 47 a season ago. I think that was weighing on his mind, too.
Yeah, well, one thing is, as you look at the pitch there, change up or breaking ball he was going to steal on, which is a great pitch to steal on. He gets a good jump and gets down, but when you're not getting on base, pretty hard to steal bases.
Pop up to right field. Austin Kearns under it, comes in a few steps, and Jimmy Rollins is stranded on second base. Phils do get a base runner on a hit by Rollins, a stolen base. We've played 6. Phillies lead it by 5.
Well, ball's jumping again here tonight. Phillies with 3 home runs. 2 by Chase Utley, and Adam Dunn has just hit a bolt. Everything's really gone well here for the Phillies tonight, with the exception of one big thing. And you see there, Cole Hamels leaving the game in the 5th inning with a sprained left ankle. As we look at our Verizon Wireless game summary, he was pitching really well here again tonight, huh, Tommy? And then, oh well.
Well, I thought it was a carryover too, Wheels, from the last game. You know, he allowed the 2-run home run to Braun, but he was pretty good in that game too. Yeah. Jesus Flores pops the 0-1 up in foul territory. Ryan Howard's going to take care of him, and there's 1 out here at the top of the 7th inning.
Well, one thing right out of the chute with Cole tonight was he used his fastball a lot, and he had great control with it, in and out, up and down. He could throw it almost where he wanted to, it looked like, and was using his fastball a lot, and really was in control of the ball game until he twisted that ankle in that bunt attempt by Lannon.
So 1 away for Alberto Gonzalez. Wheels, we have to send a birthday wish out to Jimmy Nacito, who is 88 years old on the 24th of April. So, Jimmy, happy belated birthday from your daughter Debbie and from us up here.
Anything for Deb.
Yeah.
Yeah, happy birthday, Jim.
That ball's in the dirt to Gonzalez, so the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Good pitch by Durbin. Little looper back of the first base bank. Ryan Howard is there. Two-handed grab. Jamie Moyer would like that. And they're 2 away. Well, these lucky fans are today's Citizens 7, who will each receive a prize packet courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank, with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com. See the Charlie Manuel Bobble figurine that gentleman had along with his Citizens Bank t-shirt and the old school Phillies hat. Here's Alex Cintrone, who is 0 for 10 on the season and 0 for 5 as a pinch hitter.
Charlie can pack him in, huh?
Yeah, he can.
43-9.
Yep. One and 1 the count to Alex Cintrone. That one is line foul into the seats down the right field line.
With Chad Durbin really stepping up here tonight. They have a lot of problems out in that bullpen. Guys are just, well, some of them can't go tonight. And, you know, Durbin was the most rested. And he was going to be the first guy out of there tonight. And he has done a fine job.
Well, this is his 31st pitch of this outing.
Well, they desperately need, you know, that was such a downer when Cole Hamels hurt that ankle. You could just feel the air go out of the balloon here in the ballpark. And now they got to motion the bullpen to get somebody in here, warm them up, and Chad Durbin's done a good job.
0-2 pitch. Change up, swung on and missed. A 1-2-3, top of the 7th inning for Durbin and the Phils. It's time to stretch. Charlie Manuel Bobble figurines to the air. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Stump the Fans trivia quiz answer. In 2006, which category did Ryan Zimmerman lead the majors in? Wheels, you got any idea?
He was he lived closest. He lived closest to the. His hometown was closest to where he played in the major league.
No.
Fielding percentage.
No.
For a third baseman.
No. Although I think he was pretty close.
Longest name.
Bunt hit percentage.
Oh yeah, that's really good. That's great. Now you talk about a Mickey Mouse question. That's right at the top.
Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. Thanks for playing Dodge Stump the Fans.
That's why I was giving you Mickey Mouse answers.
Yeah. Here's Chase Utley. Leads things off against Saul Rivera. Wheels, any complaints you have about the trivia question, you can, pass them along to John DeSangro, associate producer.
I would never do that because he's a fine guy.
Yes, he is.
But, some of the other people down there lead him in different directions.
8th game for Rivera. And he throws a sinker on the outside corner. It's 1-1.
John DeSangro spent a lot of years with John Chaney.
I was going to say, so if you have anything bad to say about John DeSangro, then Coach is going to come over here and give you what for.
John and Coach were inseparable for a long time.
1-1. Utley is cut on and missed, so it's 1-2.
Probably still are.
I would think they are.
Except you don't have to get up at 4 in the morning for practice. Practice?
Chase with 2 home runs, a 2-run shot, a solo shot. Phillies lead it 6-1 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. That one is way upstairs. Flores had no chance, and for a sinker baller, that's a little out of control.
This guy's so different than when he first started. You wonder if he got used a lot, maybe too much, because he was really good. That slipped.
That's going to wake everybody up behind home plate.
People back there thinking, I think that screen's going to stop this ball, isn't it? Maybe not.
Eddie Ryan's the one eating the ice cream with the green shirt behind home plate, and he was kind of woken up from that one.
Citizens Bank?
Yep, that gentleman was woken up too. He's laughing, but he's laughing because there was a screen in front of him.
I might have to get a beer.
Yeah. 3-2 the count to Utley. Lead off the bottom of the 7th inning. And he pulls that sinker right to the right side. Gonzalez, the shortstop, has it. And Utley's retired for the first time tonight. Saul Rivera gave up a couple home runs when the Phillies were in D.C.
He hit a couple guys too, which is like unusual for him.
He was sent down to the minor leagues. Now it's time to take a look at our Firestone leaders. See Mike Schmidt's number 20 out there in the outfield. Well, he's the all-time leader in grand slams in Phillies history with 7, but the big guy is in 2nd place right now. Ryan Howard hit his 6th grand slam last night. Firestone, a tradition of innovation. Look at some of those names, Wheels. You got Bobby Abreu, Willie Jones.
Pudd'nhead Jones.
Yep. Chuck Klein.
Willie Jones, for those of us who remember the 50s, was a heck of a hitter, boy. Good player.
Ryan Howard just fouled that ball off his foot as he's limping around trying to get rid of that pain.
That thing went a long way too after he hit his foot.
Right off the tip.
Ooh, those toes are going to hurt.
1-1 the count to Howard.
I was listening to the game going home last night, the Giants game. They had Barry Bonds on, and he was on for a long time because it was a long inning.
Yep.
And he had some really great points about this shift that Ryan Howard is hitting into right now. Because Bonds, teams used to do this, and Bonds, a synopsis of it basically is, you can't hang your head when you hit bullets into this shift because you've done everything right as a hitter. You're a pull hitter, the ball's middle in, you hit it hard, it went into the shift. Don't worry about it. And I thought that was really a good positive message to guys that hit into this shift.
Well, Milt Thompson's been saying that to Ryan this year, last year. He's down on strikes there as Flores will apply the tag. Don't get discouraged because you have to stay up the middle and eventually you're going to find the holes. So that's the big thing, is to understand that you'll hit the ball hard and eventually those holes will be found, and if you change your approach it might hurt you in the long run.
Yeah, and he's not going to hit a lot of balls to the left side. He just doesn't. When he hits the ball to the left side, it's in the air almost every time. He's not going to hit a lot of ground ball. You think, well, maybe he could use the whole field. That's not Ryan Howard. So
right.
I thought what Bonds was talking about last night just made so much sense, especially when you hear it come from a guy like him. They had a real long half inning, and he was on with John Miller I bet he was on for 20, 25 minutes. And, you know, Bonds is such an interesting guy when he wants to be.
Worth tries to check his swing on the 0-1, and he went around. It's 0-2. Well, after he was done with John Miller, he went over with Kipe and Kruk on TV.
Oh, okay.
And that's where I saw him talk. And, you know, again, the guy can flat out talk hitting.
Oh.
And all the issues that have traveled behind him.
You had a feeling when you listened to him that he knew every pitcher and every pitch the guy threw to him and what he was going to throw to him.
Two balls and 2 strikes the count to Jason Worth. Manny Acta said the other day that Saul Rivera would pitch in non-pressure situations until he gets himself right. So I guess this is a non-pressure spot for somebody to come out of the bullpen. Down 6-1. Jason just missed a curveball there, and it remains 2-2. A win tonight by the Phillies, coupled with the loss, or a loss by the Nationals, or the Marlins, excuse me. And they're losing right now to the Mets, would put the Phillies in first place in the National League East. And I know it's early, but they've come a long way in a very short period of time to creep closer to the top spot in the division. And on the other end, the Marlins have fallen a long way.
Yeah. And the Phillies helped them with that fall by sweeping them down there.
Oh, on the outside corner. That looked a little low, and Worth is down on strikes, and it's a 1-2-3 7th inning for Saul Rivera. We head to the 8th. 6-1 Phillies. Is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 800-947-AUTO. By Chrysler. Employee Pricing Plus is now in its final month at your Chrysler dealer. Everyone gets our employee price plus generous cash allowances. And by WB Mason. Who but WB Mason for amazingly low office product prices. Chad Durbin has done a nice job in place of Cole Hamels. He'll begin the top of the 8th inning, and he does so with a fastball in the outside corner to Ronnie Belliard.
Don't know who would be next, but Clay Condrey was just out there between innings throwing to the outfielder. Sometimes, you know, that's the way a relief pitcher will stretch it out a little bit if he thinks he's going to come into the game or have a chance to come in. And he was the guy out there just now, but nobody is warming up.
Well, Durbin has faced 9 batters in relief of Cole Hamels. He's gone 2 2/3. Allowed 1 run. And Belliard lines one down the left field line, a foul ball. Ibanez is going to play it. He doesn't realize it's a foul. And now he does. So it's 1-2. Cole Hamels turned his ankle with 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. As he was trying to field 1 out in the top of the 5th inning. He was trying to field a bunt off the bat of John Lanning. And he turned his left ankle threw one warm-up toss and said, "I'm done." And Chad Durbin came on, and since then he's allowed just one hit. That was the long home run by Adam Dunn. 1-2, pulled on the ground to third. Ooh. Tricky hop for Pedro Feliz.
Boy, he has good hands. That thing just stayed down. There was a short hop in between, and he made that look easy. That was not an easy play.
Major League Baseball and People magazine are looking for individuals who have made a difference in their community. 30 everyday All-Stars will be honored at the 2009 All-Star Game in St. Louis. To nominate someone, go to peopleallstars.com. Again, peopleallstars.com. One away for Nick Johnson. Johnson's 0 for 3. Johnson has popped out twice. He has struck out looking. Has an 11-game hitting streak on the line tonight. Let's take it for a strike, and it's 1-1. See Durbin's line. That's a good line. This is his best outing, really, of the year. He's brought his ERA down almost a run. Line drive caught by Chase Utley. 2 away. And that's 7 in a row retired by Chad Durbin. One caught just the end of the bat for Nick Johnson. It's another good pitch. And he's really mixed up his changeup and his slider well in this outing.
Throwing strikes. And came in with a lead. This is a top spinner. And you see Chase Utley sizing it up before he picks it off the ground. That thing was on its way down.
2 outs. This could be Chad Durbin's final batter. Get Ryan Zimmerman. He takes a ball in the inside corner for a strike. It's 0-1.
Yeah, there's nobody up in the bullpen, so they really want him to get through this inning.
I was going to say this should be his final inning.
Right.
Charlie needed somebody to pick up the slack. Looks like it's Durbin that's picked it up, and Jimmy Rollins can make this a 1-2-3 inning. It is. It's the second straight 1-2-3 inning for Chad Durbin. Phillies offense has been a big part of tonight's success, but so is that guy, as the Phillies lead it 6-1 going to the bottom of the 8th. They've watched the Phillies offense continue what has been a pretty good run these last 3 games. Raul Ibanez has a base hit and a run scored in 2 official at-bats. He walked back in the 3rd.
Condrey is starting to throw now in the bullpen for the Phillies. See if they were to get to Durbin, they might hit for him.
Durbin thrown 40 pitches.
Sure did his job tonight. He did a tremendous effort out of the bullpen by Durbin when they really need it. Lidge is out there. You see him sitting in the back, and there's Condrey throwing. Chad Durbin, nice job.
Talking pitching with Jamie Moyer.
Good idea.
1-2 the count. By the way, Jamie, on Thursday, he and his wife Karen will receive an honorary doctorate at St. Joseph's University for public service. Pretty impressive honor.
Jamie, of course, graduate of St. Joe's.
That one's hit in the air to left center field. It's pretty deep. Elijah Dukes is back to the warning track to the wall. Gone! Oh, boy, did that one carry. A towering home run for Raul Ibanez. And that is the 4th homer of the night for the Phillies. And for Ibanez, it's his 7th of the year. And the Phillies lead it 7-1.
Raul just took Saul deep. It looked like he tomahawked that thing.
Sure did.
Well, you know, it was carrying in BP, and it's carrying during the game if you hit it up in the air like that. Well, that was strong. That went to a deep part of the yard, too.
17th RBI. I'd love to see where he hit that ball on the bat because it looked like it was down a little bit. It couldn't have been because it went so far.
Yeah, I thought it was a high pitch and he kind of tomahawked. Not tomahawk, but looked like it was above the letters.
Chopper to third. Zimmerman comfortably to first. And there's one away here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And that guy is just mashing.
Here's Rivera, who's elevating pitches now when he never used to. Yeah, look where his hands were. That thing is above the letters, and he opens up and uppercuts it as much as anything. I said tomahawk, but he uppercut it. It just looked like a funky swing. What a good hitter.
Well, he's had himself a great series against the Nationals. 2 games, 5 hits, and 8 at-bats. 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. What a start to his Phillies career. 2-0 the count to Coast.
Well, he can hit it anywhere in the strike zone. And that may not have been a strike.
That may not have been a strike.
No, it looked like it was high. Most left-handed hitters don't do that with high pitches. You know, they like the ball down. One of the really great high ball left-handed hitters, the guy we were just talking about, was Bonds. What a player that guy is.
Well, at least through this first month. I mean, oof. You know, people have talked about that defense. You know, there's just a different sound to the way the ball jumps off his bat.
Well, Phillies knew they were getting a good player, but he has played way over expectation. Now, here it is. Look at that. It looks like he pulled his hands in. They asked him about that swing.
Well, it's even 2-2 to Chris Coast, the number 8 batter, with Greg Dobbs waiting on deck as a pinch hitter. And Coast chops it to short, backhanded by Gonzalez. Plenty of time, and Chris is retired for out number 2. Well, the Dodgers are coming in Tuesday, May 12th, and it's a Hatfield Dollar Dog Night here at the ballpark. Wednesday's a 7:05 start, and then Thursday, a 1:05 Citizens Bank Business Person Special at a Modell Sporting Goods Senior Stroll the Bases. You can order your tickets now by logging on to Phillies.com. Well, what do you expect from the Dodgers? Well, it looks like they're picking up right where they left off from a year ago.
Dodgers are hitting. Their pitching's a little shaky. That's the thing. Their bullpen has been shaky. But they've been outscoring teams. They've been a little bit like the Phillies, the way the Phillies have been outscoring some teams. The Dodgers get a lot of runs, and the young players, Ethier, Loney, those kind of guys. Kemp, Furcal is healthy, and of course they got Manny.
Greg Dobbs pinch hitting and down in the count 0-1. Now 0-2. Orlando Hudson has had a real good start for the Dodgers, playing second base.
Another guy, good point, Tom, who's really solidified their ball club. A Gold Glove player in both leagues with Toronto and Arizona.
They're going to go inside to Dobbs with the count 0-2. That was nowhere near inside. 1-2 to Greg. Chad Durbin went 3 2/3, officially through 42 pitches, and allowed just 1 run on 1 hit. 1-2 pitch. Dobbs stays alive. There's Clay Condrey. He's ready to come into this game.
Yeah, he got loose by throwing to the outfielders in that one inning, and now he's been warming up. And that guy, of course, would be the pitcher of record for the Phillies tonight on the winning side if they win the ball game.
Line drive back to the middle. Gonzalez had Dobbs played perfectly, and the inning is over. But again, the Phils use the long ball. Raul Ibanez blasts his 7th home run of the season, and this was a long one. Ibanez's field as we go to the top of the 9th inning. He is getting more and more of a reaction every time he goes out to play defense, and particularly after he hits home runs like he hit in his last at bat to give the Phillies a 7-1 lead. And they are waiting for him every single time he goes out there. And now they even have signs welcoming him out to left field.
Ibanez.
Yeah. And Clay Condrey was welcomed into this ball game. It's his 12th appearance, and he and Chad Durbin now with a team high 12 appearances. 3-0 record, a 1.64 ERA. So he'll clean this one up here at the top of the 9th inning with the Phillies leading at 7-1.
And they don't want to get anybody else up right now. They just want Clay Condrey, as you said, to clean it up and get out of here.
Chad Durbin, 3 2/3, 1 run on a home run by this guy, Adam Dunn. Threw 42 pitches, didn't walk anybody, struck out 2. Dunn homered his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Takes that one at the knees. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Adam Dunn, the former University of Texas quarterback. Shoots that one the opposite way, right past the shift. It's a left, and he's got a second base hit. Well, tonight on Sports Night, a recap of the Sixers Game 5 against the Magic. Highlights from the game here between the Phils and the Nationals. And join John Borek as he looks at the Flyers' future between the pipes on Sports Night tonight at 10:30, only on Comcast Sportsnet. And the Sixers right now are down 11 to the Orlando Magic. And they were down going into the 4th quarter in their last game, and they wound up losing it at the buzzer. That one is skied down the right field line.
That series had a lot of close games right to the end.
Well, they're in the 3rd quarter right now, down 11. And I know I was mentioning this last night. The last game they were down, I think it was 9 at the end of the 3rd quarter. It might have been 11, but I'm pretty sure it was 9. And there wasn't a whole lot of life as they began that 4th quarter, and they wound up getting close and losing it at the buzzer. Dukes is 0 for 3. And he's in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes.
Dukes he pulls off a little bit with right-handers, but he has really good plate coverage. He's got long arms. It looks like he uses a fairly long bat, and he has that closed stance. Don't want to give him a whole lot of middle in stuff. He looks like he can really handle that.
Two and two the count to Elijah Dukes. A win tonight, it would be the 11th for the Phillies. A loss for the Nationals, it would be their 15th and their 10th on the road. And not only that, Charlie Manuel's crew would climb into a dead heat with the Marlins, who are involved in a one-run game right now with the Mets, and possibly take over first place. Big chop toward third. Phillies has it to second for one. High throw handled by Utley. They won't get two. I think Dunn may have hurt himself. As he gets up, he was looking at his hand. Okay, he's okay. But there's one away for the Phils here in the ninth.
Well, Chase Utley had a locomotive coming at him.
Sure
Dunn,
did.
Dunn got on him in a hurry. See, their teammates like that. You know, you're down by 6 runs, but you come in there like a freight train. Watch how he got Utley. The throw got Chase up in the air, got the timing of the double play off, and then here comes 6'6" Adam Dunn. Look out. Get up quickly.
You know, Chase isn't going to pull away either.
Well, he had to learn how to get out of the way. That was one of the things early in his career. John Vukovich helped him a lot with that, and he's still working on it. He doesn't mind contact, but you can't have a lot of contact as a second baseman because your legs plant it too many times, and that's a knee injury waiting to happen.
1-0 to Austin Kearns. Now 1 ball and 1 strike.
So Chase has really learned how to use a bag for protection. Different double plays. I mean, that was a tough one because Feliz made one of his few high throws.
Hey, Wheels, there's Rob DiClemente, one of the Phillies bat boys. Want to wish him a happy 18th birthday today.
Nice going, Rob. Those guys will get a trip later this year.
That's right. That's what happens with the bat boys and the guys in the clubhouse. There's always one extra guy that goes on the trip, but then the bat boys come later on during the year. 2-1 the count to Kearns, and the pitch popped up mile high right field. Here comes Jason Worth, and that's the second out here in the 9th inning. So the Phillies 1 out away from winning their first series at home. And Clay Condrey trying to put a capper on this one. He took over for Chad Durbin, who stands to be the winner at this point. Durbin came on for Cole Hamels, who sprained his ankle. And he did that in the 5th inning with 1 out. Jesus Flores is the batter, and he takes one at the knees for a strike.
Phillies' quickest game of the year, 2 hours and 22 minutes on opening night.
Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. So Condrey now with the crowd coming to its feet. 1 strike away. Dukes leads off first. 0-2 the count to Flores. The pitch. Out of the way. It's 1-2. So we'll have to do it again. On a night where the bullpen needed a break, it didn't look like they were going to get a break, but only 2 have been used. 1-2 the count. The pitch. Swinging a foul ball up the third base line. The count holds 1-2. The big Texan will wipe his brow and get a new ball. And the ball girl will have to track down the baseballs. That got away. Runner leads off first. 1-2 the count. The pitch to Flores. Swing and a roller to third base. This could do it. Feliz has got it. Throws across the diamond in time. And the Phillies win their 5th consecutive game. And they pull into a tie for first place in the National League East. And they do it with the long ball, and they do it with their bullpen. And they've taken the first 2 games of this series. Chase Utley